And here we go. We got a couple of people in the live chat already. I'll kick it off by saying special thanks to White Bat. For the background music today, it is Carl Casey. You can find him at White Bat Audio. It's in the description of the video here. Let's check our sound levels. How is my voice sounding? And is the music too loud or too quiet? Swig of water for the working fan. Gaz is in the live chat. Welcome, Gaz. Thumb kiss. That's for you right there. Jump in General. All is well. Hope you're good too. Adam is in the chat. Oh, I see a couple of the Patreon tribe in the chat. Nice day for a live stream. Absolutely. I'm really digging doing a Wednesday afternoon live stream. Seems to be a good time to do these. Draws, good brother. How you doing? Good evening. I'm glad that I can catch this live stream. Me too. And StreamYard still hasn't updated the graphics, but Draws is rocking the Optimus Prime custom emoji, which you can get by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. Lots of custom emojis. I just put up a new music movie mashup today, the Masters of the Universe movie clip with the old He-Man music, and He-Man and Skeletor emojis are in there too. Dan, good to see you. Another channel member, MCDJ ACDC, and he's rocking some of the custom emojis there over in the live chat on the right side of your screen. It's showtime. Absolutely. Howdy. And I saw Bob. Oh, I skipped over Bob. Sorry about that. Bob Squad, the commander of the Bob Squad. He's in the chat. Member of the Patreon tribe. Got to hang out with Bob in the beautiful city of Grand Rapids, Michigan. A couple of months ago. Was it months? It feels like just yesterday, Bob. The problem, Wheeljack, is that you were so obsessed with if you could make robot dinosaurs that you didn't think if you should make robot dinosaurs. Bob's a stand-up comedian, literally, not just figuratively. Check him out in the San Diego area. And he actually is touring all across the United States of America, but hopefully Canada. Hopefully. Come out to Toronto sometime. It's a little far for me, and plus traffic is brutal. I'd actually prefer Detroit, Bob. Come over to Detroit. That's a much nicer drive there. I had the chance to go through Detroit recently, a couple times, hanging out with some pals there, and what I've noticed about Detroit traffic, at least the highway going through Detroit, is unlike Toronto where it just stops, traffic jam. Detroit, they don't stop. They go like 200 miles an hour. I've never been almost killed so many times in such a short span of time in my life as when I drive through Detroit. And my pals in Detroit, when I told them about that, they go, oh yeah, they'll kill you. They'll kill you on that highway. Who else we got here in the chat? People are pouring in here. Thanks so much for joining us. Stream on your Wednesday afternoon or evening if you're in the UK, or early morning if you're on the other side of the planet, Australia, Japan. Finally made it. Hey, welcome. White Bat rocks and music sounds great. Excellent. Oh, I forgot to follow up on my audio levels. Everything's sounding okay here, I'm guessing. Hey, Junior. Welcome. Oh, great. Yeah, nice to see that. People being able to catch the streams. Usually I can't plan these things very far in advance. I've learned by now, pardon me, another swig of water, that, you know, when I try to plan these, sometimes family health issues pop up, and then I just have to end up canceling or delaying. Occasionally, though, I got a couple hours heads up, and luckily I was able to stick to the schedule today. So I'll try to, if I know that I'll be able to keep the time, I'll try to post these at least a few hours ahead. Not sure if I can do it like a day or two ahead to give you the heads up, but everything worked out today, and I'm grateful for that. Gaz, yeah, we saw him earlier there. Gaz, enjoy Joe Fest. A couple of the good brothers there in the live chat are going down to Joe Fest in Augusta, Georgia, where Tommy Rich defeated Harley Race for the World Heavyweight Championship. Bob is going to be there too. Have fun, guys. Good afternoon, Foolish Habit. They call it Motown for a reason. They will mow you down. Watch your back, watch your sides, watch your blind spot. Have a person in the car with you permanently watching your blind spot. They will mow you down. In Detroit, Michigan. They don't mess around, man. But like I said, they don't stand for traffic jams. It's better to go fast than not go at all, I guess. Sounds like Atlanta. Speed limit says go. Don't stop. Ah, yes, Dan's in the UK, so it's in the evening over there. Just taking some time away from work and left Vegas. I'm near DC at the moment. Enjoy your break. First time catching the stream. Hey, Sombra. Welcome to the stream. Another first timer or someone who's wanted to join and finally has been able to. Picked a good day and time, I guess. Wednesdays at 4. Maybe we'll keep this streak going. Augusta rockin' in the tribe shirt. Come say hi. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Bob's going to be rocking the tribe shirt, which... Those t-shirts are available. There's a link under there in the description if you want to grab one. And also, grab a Bob Squad shirt, too. That's an awesome shirt. I own one in bright orange, and I love it. It's one of my favorite t-shirts. Thanks, Mike. Wish you were going. It'd be cool to hang out and hunt together. Yeah, one day. Every year Joe Fest comes and goes. I really wish I could go, but... as the Macho Man Randy Savage used to say, what it is what it is. And as the Macho Man Randy Savage used to do, he took care of his family first. Walked away from it all, yeah, greatest of all time, greatest wrestler of all time. He was on his way to being the greatest actor of all time. Crushing it in Spider-Man and a couple of other projects, but he walked away from it all to take care of Angelo Poffo, the legendary Angelo, yeah. And I got a great deal of respect for Macho for that, and that is the way. That is the way. Take care of your loved ones. Maybe you ran into the Stunticons. It certainly felt like it. It certainly feels like it. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Just, just keep up with the speed limit and watch that blind spot. Hi there. Evening, Mike. Anything you're looking forward to being announced? Can't say that I am. I mean, I'm at the point, I'm such an old school fan that everything I've ever wanted to see done has been done, with the exception of, I guess we could use a better masterpiece, Rodimus. Rocking the Rodimus in my avatar there. I can't believe they did that Rodimus masterpiece all those years ago, and then that's it. Like, I just assumed they'd follow up like they did with Optimus, do another one. Megatron got a do-over, different scale, but still got a do-over. And that Rodimus is just what we've been stuck with, and it's not great. I'd say, like, it's the number 2 worst masterpiece behind the original masterpiece Megatron. DX9 Carry is nice, but it doesn't really look like the toy or the cartoon, the original toy. So I'm shocked that we never got a better Rodimus. Hoping for that. And really the only one I've been keeping tabs on is the Fans Toys Fortress Maximus, whatever they call it, Fortificus Giganticus or something like that, or not Fortress Maximus. That thing's 4 feet tall, and I don't know if I can get it, but I am intrigued at the progress and what that thing will look like. There's another third-party Fortress Maximus coming out too. I think it's called Big Mac, and it's a little bigger than the Titans Returns Titans Return Fortress Maximus, but it looks fantastic. It looks just like the original toy, and it looks like what fans, or what is it, the Titans Return Fortress Maximus should have looked like. It's a little bigger, so it's a little more than 2 feet. And that one, since Fans Toys doesn't seem to be updating with their 4-foot guy, I'm really interested in Big Mac. Boba Wave joining the live stream and live chat too. Hello everyone. Hello Michael. Lunch stream is always the best. Awesome. Hi, you're where the heck are you? It's 4 p.m. where I am, 4:13. I'm trying to remember whereabouts you are. That it's lunchtime. LP. Ooh, yeah. Cream of the crop. Yeah. Greatest of all time. There he is. Boba Hicks. How you doing? Over in Ireland. It's got the 4-leaf clover. They really dropped the ball on Masterpiece in general. The scale. It would have been really expensive. But imagine if they had stuck with that original scale of the original 12-inch Prime, making all the Autobots basically Vinyltech sized. That would have been cool, but I get it. There's a lot of things that irritate fans, annoy them. I'm so used to doing things like videos, movies and stuff, and being painfully aware of the limitations. It just immediately, my mind jumps to the limitations, and I get it. Like I get the costs and just everything, why they shrunk it down. It sucks, but that's just how it had to be. As far as TF, there are so many different flavors to choose from these days. Lots, so many different. Although the toy stores here have actually really dried up. It used to be overwhelming how many different simultaneous Transformers lines were going, and now it's really slim pickings. I don't know if it's going to pick up for the summer or if that's just what life is going to be like, because like all of the economic stuff going on in the world has crushed a lot of toy collecting in this area, in my area of Canada. Well, ever since, are we allowed to say COVID yet? Or is that still, no, we can't say gun. We can't say suicide. We have to say unalive. We have to say pew pew instead of gun. Can we, all these stupid rules about things we can and can't say, or else you'll get stifled by the algorithm. Well, I think that's silly. Anyways, the toy sections, ever since COVID and the tariffs, so that's another horrifying word, tariffs. It's drying up here in Canada, but I popped into a couple of the stores in Michigan recently, and one of the Walmarts there looked like our Walmarts looked 5 years ago. Like, it was super stacked. It was awesome. So I don't know if that's just a seasonal thing, or if we're done like dinner here in Canada. It might be over here in Canada in terms of like big toy sections. Toys R Us is limping along. It's trying to survive by merging with HMV, selling t-shirts and vinyl albums. It's not what it used to be. Toys R Us before COVID was amazing, and it looked like it was really on its way back to kind of almost recapturing some of its glory days, and now it's just kind of barren every time I go in there. Jump in general. Hey Michael, ever had any ideas for having a small 80s arcade at home? I've seen a few of them, and they're really cool, and I love video games, and I've been really contemplating getting one of those home arcades, particularly, what's it called? Something like 80s Ultimate Arcade? Is that the one I'm thinking of? It's the one with a whole bunch loaded on it, not just one. I'd love to have the space to have all the classics, He-Man, Pac-Man, whatever else had done. Tron. Definitely Tron would be the first one right there. The Tron cabinet would have a secret door behind it that would take you into the 80s toy museum. That would be my dream entrance to the toy room. But that's just, I don't have that amount of space, and if I had to choose to use that space for toys or for arcade cabinets, it's toys any day of the week. As far as vintage gaming goes, I'm happy with just getting one of those arcade style controllers you can grab on Amazon for not too much. And it's good enough, especially you hook it up to your laptop and you hook your laptop up to a monitor. It's good enough. You get to sit in a chair, you get to enjoy it on a screen that's bigger than those arcade cabinets. 4K screen as well, if you want to get one of those. And I've actually got one of those controllers right here. The buttons click, just like the old arcade controllers did. Even the controller, probably hear that, clicks. Good enough for me. I'd love one, but man, they take up a lot of real estate for what they are. So, that's what I like about toys. They don't take up a lot of real estate. You can have a ton of toys on a shelf or on a wall, and it takes up a whole wall. But there's so much going on, so much toy artistry going on that wall or on that shelf. Whereas with an arcade cabinet, it looks awesome, but I just feel like after a month, I'd be tired of it. Micah is here. Welcome, good brother. He's got the Prime and the Decepticon symbol rocking there. And, I was going to mention, actually, where's these banners? I never find these graphics that I'm looking for. Join the Patreon tribe. Micah was kind enough to send a gift box a while ago, and of G.I. Joe classified figures, and I put up a poll recently on which one to do as the next Patreon exclusive video. Almost 1,000 free videos on this channel, but if you want to join the Patreon tribe, if you want to or you can, then there's a lot of exclusives on Patreon as well. And going to be doing another G.I. Joe classified review on Patreon soon. And as most of the Patreon polls ended, it ended in a tie, which means it's a dusty finish. Everybody goes home happy. I'll be reviewing both of them, and the first of the two tie winners is going to be going up on Patreon very, very soon. And it was awesome. I actually just went through it before the stream and finished editing the video right before the stream. So that'll be going up a little later tonight for Patreon. Awesome classified figure. Big thanks to Micah for that one. I haven't even started the Transformers news. Just still saying hi to everybody in the chat here. Don't want to miss any, because sometimes things get so busy on here I miss a bunch, but I'll try to hit them all here. We got Andrew here. How come that's not working? Here we go. London, UK. Welcome, Andrew. Evening there. Oh, okay, that makes sense. In LA, right? You're close to Bob out there. Optimus and the Decepticons. Hopefully, I'll bump into Gaz and the others at Joe Fest. Yeah, you guys are lucky, man. It's going to be a fun time. Great crew. Awesome folks. Just people there to have fun, enjoy their hobby, and enjoy other people's enjoyment of their hobby. Enjoy their joy that they get from their hobby. Technically, shouldn't the Studio Series Snarl be... I think it's time we got another Murdered Heroes box set. Don't you think, Bob? Bob did a review on his channel a while ago of Murdered Autobot Heroes, and it was hilarious. Hey, it's your favorite your Murdered Heroes. Miss the old BotCons and exclusives they had. Speaking of which, glad you brought that up. TFCon Toronto. Hey, how do we get back here? TFCon Toronto, which is in my neck of the woods, sort of. It's coming up July 11 to 13. And of all the cons I went to last year, man, this one was right up there. I loved Hamilton Comic Con as well. I got to meet the Sarge there, Sergeant Slaughter. And I got to see the Interceptor, the Pursuit Special from Mad Max, the original Mad Max. There was a guy there with the Mad Max Pursuit Special, and seeing it in person blew me away. honestly, it was the same as meeting the Sarge. It was meeting two of my heroes, two of my lifelong heroes on the same day, Sergeant Slaughter and the Pursuit Special. And so that was a great one. But TFCon Toronto was fantastic for the panels. There's so many awesome panels last year. So I'm really looking forward to going again this year. It takes place in Mississauga, which is fantastic, just outside of Toronto. So if you're coming from whatever direction it would be, from Kitchener direction or London direction, you don't even have to go into Toronto. And it's in a great, is it Holiday Inn or something? Which you could just pull off the highway before you even go into Toronto, and it's not even that far into Mississauga. So if you don't like traffic, it's easy access. There's no stoppage, like I mentioned earlier with Toronto traffic, and plus most of the drivers on the 401 they're pretty good. We're not at the level of Detroit yet, where you have to, it's basically a road war. So yeah, TFCon Toronto, I'm going to be going again this year. Hopefully, nothing's for sure. The only thing that's for sure about the Stinger and my schedule is nothing's for sure, but hopefully I'm going to do everything I can to make it out to TFCon Toronto. Hopefully at least one day, if not two. And so if you see me walking around, I'm planning on wearing my Matrix, my Junkion Blacksmith Matrix around my neck, which I'll have lit up, so I'll be easy to spot. Come up, say hi, do a fist bump, whatever it is that you're comfortable with. But yeah, BotCons were awesome. TFCon Toronto has basically filled the void of the BotCon. I want Judd Nelson showing up to TFCon Toronto. He doesn't do very many conventions anymore, but I saw a clip of him at a BotCon about 10 years ago or so, and he was awesome during his Q&A, and I think he'd be treated like royalty today, like 10 years since his last appearance. I would love to see Judd Nelson. Very intelligent guy. Very intelligent. Check out his Breakfast Club 40th anniversary reunion panel from Fan Expo Chicago. That guy is a real one. He's one of the real ones. Very, very deep, intelligent, thoughtful guy, and I'm sure he'd have a lot of intelligent things to say about Transformers, but more importantly about life in general, the industry, entertainment industry, all that great stuff. Psycho Dog. To be fair, Canadian toy market wasn't much interesting to begin with. Coming from Montreal, well, maybe in your area, in my area, it was always okay. I mean, there were things we never got, like Target exclusives, American exclusives, but at the same time, there were things we did get. Like some Target exclusives showed up here as Toys R Us exclusives. So yeah, I guess I was just used to not getting a lot of things that the Americans got or getting them later. But what we got today is brutal compared to what we had. I guess it's like that old saying, you don't know what you got till it's gone. So I just feel like what we had was so much better than what we have right now. It's there's nothing there. My local Walmart has been the same. It feels like for a year, just 1 year, nothing there, nothing really new showing up. The Transformers section has completely disappeared. There's nothing there anymore in a Walmart. How weird is that? Other than like a few of the newer things. Let's see. Tickets in the room. Right on. Right on. Hey Bob, are you I don't know if Bob is still watching. Gotta find out if Bob is doing a comedy set. He needs to do a stand-up set at Joe Fest. You need to actually have like Bob do a set and maybe have it be G.I. Joe and Transformers related, toy related. That would be amazing. We floated the idea to the organizer last year when we had everyone on the live stream before Joe Fest. That'd be cool to see. Joe Fest sounds like a family reunion. Hope to make it to one eventually. Yeah, it's going to be a blast. The nice thing I always hear when people who talk to each other a lot on the internet, like actually talk. I don't mean just texting, typing comments, but talk, you know, like video talk. Not just on streams, but private calls too. The cool thing to hear when people meet is they just say, wow, that's, you know, Bob once described meeting me as underwhelming, because he said it was just like being on a chat, a video chat. Like there was no difference. And that's cool to hear. You know, it's basically just like another hangout. It just happens to be in person. I have around 50 arcade. Whoa, that's awesome. You got your own arcade. Arcade machines. It's work keeping up. Oh no, yeah, that's another thing I never thought about. Those things break, those buttons and those controllers. Whereas if I have a problem, I just get myself a new arcade controller from Amazon for 30 or 50 bucks. So that's another issue. These 80s TVs are still alive and well after all these years. Holy cow, I haven't even touched the news yet. This is just going through the chat here. But yeah, that's another discouragement for me. I'm not really good with electronics, so I wouldn't know how to fix this stuff. I got a buddy in Detroit actually who has a whole bunch of vintage arcade machines, and he is a genius when it comes to fixing all these. Like he'll buy them all old and beat up and maybe even broken, and he'll restore them. And so he's got a whole bunch of them, and it is wild going through his collection. It is like a real arcade. So awesome hobby for someone who knows their electronics, but if you don't, then very frustrating to have like a potentially very expensive vintage cabinet break down on you and you don't know how to fix it. Classic arcade at home would be cool, but which one do you get? Spy Hunter or Pole Position or Afterburner or Double Dragon? I just saw the Afterburner. My buddy in Detroit, I was just mentioning, he has Afterburner. It's busted. He still needs to repair it, but it's that one that you sit in, the sit-in console version. That thing was awesome. I think it was in Terminator 2. One of the kids was sitting in it, and the whole thing moves around when you're in it. That's pretty wild. For me, if I could only have one arcade cabinet, it would be Burger Time. Just one cabinet that, like, I'm talking can't play anything else, dedicated cabinet, it's Burger Time. That's the most fun arcade game for me. Funny because I never played it as a kid, but these days I just love it. It's my favorite arcade game, and yeah man, Burger Time. Matthew, hello there. Oh, hi. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Vincent, good to see you. Murdered wheeljack and wind charger with laying down action. My favorite, I have a pole position seated cockpit, 6 speakers. Man, that is immersive. Robert H, nice to see you. There are leaks saying we're getting 86 wheeljack, so another empty husk. Oh, another murdered hero. This video, I'm interested to see just how suppressed the algorithm is going to suppress this video, because all of the keywords, the no-no words you're not supposed to say, I think have been said repeatedly in this video, so yeah, who cares? As long as we're having fun, that's all that's important. Rodimus Power Toy Collector, hello there. I think they should rename the con to Grimlock Con Toronto. That would be cool. Shao, hello there. Welcome. What am I, a half hour into this? I'm still saying hello and welcome to the stream. Fridays at 4. It's a good time for all you folks. Got made redundant whilst on holiday. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Dan. Feel proper down. Glad this live stream makes me smile and reminds me of childhood. Thanks, Double M. Man, thank you so much. Appreciate that, and I'm so sorry to hear that sucks. And I know when you're going through that, you don't want to hear the bright side or the silver lining or, you know, all of that type of stuff. So, you know, but that's just my nature to, when something like that happens, to say, you know, when one door closes, one door opens. You know, I've always walked with Jesus and he's always taken care of me. And every single time a door is closed that really ticked me off or really disappointed me or broke my heart, without a doubt, another door always opened. And in hindsight, I always looked back and I went, that was for the best. So I don't know if you're a praying man, but I'll say a prayer for you. And hope that the door that closed is because a better door is open for you. Conquest Productions 117. Hello there, off topic. Have you ever restored an 83 Sky Striker? Do you have any tips on how to avoid damage? No, can't say that I have. I broke one. Not an 83. It was one of the newer ones. Anniversary. What would that have been? 20. It wasn't a 25th anniversary. It was the one that was gray. It was darker than the original whitish Sky Striker. I didn't know how to fix it. There's probably a lot of good tutorials. Check out Toy Polloy. He might have fixed it, and if not, maybe you could ask him if he knows how to, or if he could do one taken apart. I don't really have the eyes anymore for that type of really intricate, tiny parts type of stuff. But yeah, I'd recommend Toy Polloy. He's great for toy restoration. Rodimus Subprime. Nice avatar. You still collecting third-party TF? And if so, what are you looking forward to? No, a while ago I finished off everything that I was looking for, and I got to the point where I wanted to get the 84 and 85 Autobots, and Decepticons too, I guess. And some of the 86. I wasn't as completist for the 86 characters as I was for the 84 and 85, and then I filled up the 84 and 85 guys, and I got to the point where I had so many of them, I didn't really get picky about some of the not so great releases. Like there was a third-party Sunstreaker which really sucked. It was, I can't remember exactly what it was called, but Omnigox or something like that, and everybody's was busting and it was loose and it wouldn't stay together, and it just sucked, majorly sucked. But I mean, on a wall with all of the stuff I got on it, the way I have it set up, the original boxes, or at least KO boxes, and then a G1 in vehicle mode, and then the masterpiece in robot mode, yeah, can't really complain when I got so many good ones. I've never been one to let the one bad one ruin all the good for me. So yeah, I'm not really looking forward to any third party other than the Fort Max I mentioned earlier, and that's not even one I want to get. I'm just curious to see what that will be, what it'll be like. That's like one of those divorce class Transformers that you see the customs of on Facebook. They're like 6 foot tall Transformers. They call them divorce class because that's what you're gonna get if you ever buy one of those things. But yeah, as far as third party, I love third party. Man, there's so many third party that look better than the official ones, and maybe not as durable. You know, a lot of them are fragile. Fans Toy stuff is amazing. Always curious to see what they do, but as far as, you know, need to have it, I got so much, my cup runneth over, and I don't feel like I need to have anything anymore. Anything I get at this point is just a bonus. No plans right now, but at the last minute I can kill some time. I'm gonna do a set. just make sure that there's no one on the other side of the door, if there's a swinging door. Although that was awesome. that was amazing. That was wow. Hanging out is like a 3D Zoom call, yeah. With smells and everything. Introduced my buddy to some of Bob's comedy material and he loved it. It was filled with good laughs. Bob is an awesome comedian. He is just my style of comedy. He just did, was it Dry Bar? Just had something on Dry Bar not too long ago. So congrats to Bob for that. Peter Cullen is a living legend. He is. Mr. Quake has entered the chat. Hope your kids loved TF as much as we do. Not a religious man myself, but I hear you. Well, just because you're not religious doesn't mean prayers won't work for you. Jesus loves everybody, whether they believe in him or not, whether they love him or not. That's what I love about Jesus. Okay. How about we do some Transformers news? I might be saying goodbye soon. 35 minutes into it, we're finally taking a look at some Transformers news. Let me know what you guys think of what's going on in the world of Transformers. What we got here? eHobby exclusive. So eHobby is still doing exclusive Transformers toys. Looks like we've got some kind of garage kit announcement. Looks like a tiny guy. Oh, cool. Look who's in the background here. Stranglehold. The Pretender Stranglehold. And I never knew this until I did the history of Transformers. What did I do? Was it 89 that he came out? I've done so many of these. Everything is just blending together. But I think it was the 89. He's a former wrestler. Stranglehold is a wrestler. So garage kits coming out from eHobby. And I can never remember how to pronounce this. Koto. And these eyes aren't working very well today. Kotobukiya. Kotobukiya. Cross frame girl Optimus Prime. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Nothing I am interested in picking up, but window shopping is always fun. Here we've got some Infantry X Transformers 40th Anniversary modular mechanical watches. Okay, watches. That's a very retro thing. They don't transform or anything, though. They just have pictures on them. So we got a Megatron, Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime watch. I guess it's something. I mean, this is more of a thing I think would make a great gift. You're free to buy it for yourself if you want to, but you know, it's one of those things like if you don't know what to get the Transformers fan in your life, that'd probably make a pretty cool gift, because it's something that, you know, I wouldn't get myself. I'm not asking for it too, by the way, just to be clear. I don't want it. But yeah, if you've got like a, you know, a brother or a friend or a parent who's a big Transformers fan, like this isn't something I would imagine most people would buy themselves, so it would make a nice little gift for them. Transformers Galaxy Force manga, some comics. Galaxy Force, cool. And that for Chosen Prime. Chosen Prime always has an awesome setup at TFCon Toronto. And they got some pretty cool stuff there too for buying, purchasing. Age of the Primes Deluxe Venom, aka Venom. So it's a case of having to change the name. They've lost the copyright on the original Venom name, so Venom is close enough. Looks pretty similar to the original one. Nice superposable looking Insecticon. Oh, he's holding Megatron. Look at that. So you can't do a Megatron that transforms into this, but you can still include him as an accessory, as a weapon. It's something, I guess. We're going to get to Megatron in a couple of minutes. I think he's on, not the next page, but the page after that. And what we got here? Transformers Comic Edition Flame. Oh, I just saw this in the States. So that's another one of those things that America got and we didn't. So this is Wingtail and Blue Booster. But this set, oh, I was tempted to pick this up because I love this character from the comics, and I don't believe he's ever had an actual toy. Zarin, I think it's pronounced. Emirate Zarin? Would have been cool to have that guy right there. But even better would be Chrome, like Vac Metal Chrome Gold. Same reason I didn't pick up the Metal Hawk that they released not long ago. And yes, every time I see Metal Hawk now, I hear Norm Macdonald. And I think it's pretty cool that that's the case for some other people who've seen that history of Transformers too. I gave Metal Hawk Norm Macdonald's voice. But I didn't pick up that Metal Hawk because I thought, he needs Vac Metal Chrome Gold. Same with this one. Cool that they made him. Hoping Takara maybe does, because Takara sometimes gives the special treatment to some of these characters. It would be really cool to see a Vac Metal Chrome Emirate Zarin. But for what it was, it's a little pricey for what it is. I just want that one. I don't care about this character right here, so couldn't really justify the price and also the dullness of the character. But glad they made him. It's a foot in the door. You know, they might do a better version in a year or two. Yellow Park, Transformers. What are these guys? Look like non-posable figures. Look pretty cool. Robert H., I have that Flame set. It's really cool, and I can't wait to get the Sonic Collaborative set. And what else we got here? Cyberworld Alita 1. I think she just got a figure not too long ago, didn't she? Alita 1. Cyberworld. What is this, a video game? Guess it's a video game? Oh, in the news, non-toy news. So Paramount says no plans at the moment to do a sequel to Transformers 1, the movie. I haven't even seen Transformers 1 yet. I've heard a lot of good things about it. But no sequel, which, I mean, that could change in a minute. So I've heard so many movie stars say, no, I'm never doing another one, like Keanu Reeves saying he's not doing another John Wick, and then he goes and does another John Wick. He was in the new Ballerina movie, like a small part, and then apparently he's doing a 5th John Wick, if that's what they're at. John Wick 5, I think that's what they're at. So yeah, like in terms of movie news, like this isn't happening, I always take it with a grain of salt, because it's like in wrestling, never say never. Missing Link Ultra Magnus. Yes, please. Can we zoom in on this? Wow. That is a guy who definitely needs a Missing Link. Missing Link Ultra Magnus would be awesome. Great idea. The original one truly is a brick with movable arms. Transformers Cyberworld Bumblebee character video profile. Another Cyberworld thing. What do we got here? Robert H. with the Intel. Cyberworld is the new YouTube TF show coming in July. Cool. Show on YouTube. That's nice. Transformers 1 is arguably the greatest film ever made. I had a feeling you were going to say that. By the way, Bob, it's already the 18th. Can you believe it's already the 18th? Oh, I missed one earlier here. That Josh Feeling, did you see the giant Fort Max by Big Mac Toys? Yeah, I mentioned it earlier in the stream. That's the main one I'm really interested in seeing how that plays out. Other than the Fans Toys Fort Max. I love Fort Max. So anything Fort Max gets my attention. Looking forward to seeing reviews of it, early reviews, because brand new company, who knows what the quality will be like. Hoping for the best, expecting the worst. It's always, I think, the best philosophy for any collector. Hope for the best, expect the worst. Don't ever be surprised at the worst. be pleasantly surprised if it's the best. New third-party company. Yeah, we'll see. Draws. Does anybody remember those transforming watches? Yes, those were, I think, Takara. I had one too. Get from those machines for about 50 cents. If they're the ones that I think you're talking about, let's do a little search here. Image search. Is that what you're talking about, Draws? The Takara watch right there. Yes. Love those. Those were awesome. Be able to play with the toy in school and the teacher didn't even realize it. 30 inches is huge. Wow, he's 30 inches. I thought he was a little taller than... Yeah, 24 inches would be 2 feet, so he would be about 30. That is big, but not as big as the Fans Toys Fort Max, which is 4 feet. But still, yeah, Fort Max should be huge. New Fort Max looks crazy. We're going to take a look at him in a few minutes before I wrap up here. Doing pretty good on getting most of the comments here. When I was younger and watching reruns of Season 3, I thought Ultra Magnus was Optimus Prime. Before I saw the movie, I thought the same thing. I thought Prime was getting an upgrade, and he was going to get a new body and be Ultra Magnus. Fair thing to speculate, since the cab was Optimus Prime. Hey James, welcome to the stream. What are your thoughts on Missing Link, Grimlock, and Ultra Magnus? Hope to see you at TFCon Toronto 2025. Awesome. Yeah, I'll see you there. Any Missing Link is a great idea, in my opinion. I love the line. It's a cool idea. It's a chance for people who want the originals again to get them, and a little extra. So those are definitely... Magnus could definitely use a Missing Link. Grimlock had some decent articulation, the original one did, but I mean, it's going to be even better. I think any Missing Link is going to be, in terms of posing, better than any of the originals. The only issue then is fragility. With more articulation comes more fragility. So, you know, but at least it's there, it's available, it's brand new in mint. And a lot of the time cheaper, mint condition, and cheaper than an old beat up one, or an old one with a bit of wear on it. So yeah, I'm all for making new toys that are reissues of the old toys, or upgrading them just a little bit. That's awesome. I've got a ton of stuff, but I want people to be able to have what I got and not break the bank for it too. Okay, back to the news. DNA makes some amazing upgrade kits. I've got a few. I've got many for Titan's Returns, Fortress Maximus. Way too many. And it's a Constructicon set with the trumpets heralding the reign of Starscream. Looks like they're going to give this guy a little bit of height. Man, these are so cool, and they usually get the colors almost bang on. That's what's really impressive about the DNA sets. The colors of the plastics always match almost exactly, if not exactly. Nice. Really cool. I've got, I don't know if it's a DNA upgrade set, but I've got some upgrade set for the whatever Titan Devastator that came out, and it really improved a lot. Still got a DNA upgrade set for the Arc, or I call it the Last Autobot, that I've never cracked open and applied. I still need to do that. Maybe we should do a video for that. Robert, Magnus being a prime recolor is why I always like the idea of him being Optimus' older. That Dreamwave and RID did, 2001 did. And James says, will the Big Mac Fortress Maximus be compatible with Fans Toys Hannibal, aka Cerebros? My guess would be no, because Hannibal, Fans Toys Cerebros, he'd be way too big for that body. He's scaled for a 4-foot body, and Big Mac is scaled for more of like an Autobot Masterpiece sized head, like Masterpiece Prowl, I'm thinking, or Masterpiece. Did they ever do Jazz officially? I don't know, but like one of those 84 cars. Hannibal is a few inches bigger than those guys, so it's going to be way too oversized. Although you just gave me an idea or a thought. Let's bring up Marvel Fortress Maximus. There are some shots where his head is humongous in the comic book. So, I mean, it might work. Maybe. We'll see. But my guess would be it's not going to be end time. Yeah, it's not going to work. Bob says, I'm due the Devastator thing this year with the Studio Series and Studio Series Megatron, and I believe that's the end of Transformers toys for me. Well, you remember what Simon Furman said in issue 80 of the Marvel Transformers comic. It never ends. Every time you think you're out, they drag you back in. Here's the Sonic Transformers crossover we saw a little earlier. Interesting. Sonic and Tails. That's cool. Nice shots. Nice choice of color for wall paint. Kudos. Nice looking guys. Skybound's Transformers 2-page preview. Oh, so I just saw the compendiums at GameStop in America. Don't see them in Canada, but in Michigan, one of the GameStops I went into had the compendium. I don't know how you read those things. It's a really cool idea, but like how humongous the comic compendium is, how do you read it? Like the spine is going to tear itself apart. It's just so humongous and thick. Like, it's the first comic I've ever seen where I think it's thicker than it is tall. The thickness is greater than the height. So cool idea to have them all in one volume or 2 volumes, I guess, but I don't know how you read it without damaging it. Jake is here, the Funkster. Welcome. Yo, Mike. Yo, guys. Hi, guys. Bob, Adam, Gaz, MC, and everybody else. Hope everyone is doing great. Thanks, Jake. Hope you're doing good, too. And Robert says, I just wish I had Megatron that was a Genesis to put... That's a good idea. Oh, that's actually a great idea. Have like a console like Fortress Maximus transform, and a cartridge transforms into Cog. Or Cerebros, I guess. Cartridge would be Cerebros. You might be onto something there. Because we've seen some of the cool car crossovers, like the Knight Rider Transformer and the Ecto Transformer. But consoles that transform into robots, that'd be really cool. And Adam says, I've been debating on getting a Combiner Wars. That's the one I was thinking. Combiner Wars Devastator, not Titan's Return. Devastator, but the price has gotten too high, plus the upgrades. Gotta go with Studio Series 86 Devastator. Now, are they the same height, Studio Series? Because, like, if the Studio Series is bigger, I would actually consider getting the Studio Series Devastator. The Combiner Wars Devastator it's cool, but it's a little short for my taste. Because I've got him with, like, Omega, right? I got the DX9, is it Gabriel? Omega Supreme, and I've also got the Fans Toys Omega, because Omega's another one of my favorite characters, right up there with Fort Max and Prime. And that Devastator is just a little too small. next to either of those Omegas. So I'd love a Devastator that was a little closer in height. I know he doesn't have to be the same height. I think Devastator's actually a little smaller, shorter than Omega, I think, but it's a little too much in this case. Conquest Productions, I'm expensing that where I'm trying to get out of toys, but they keep roping me back in. Just go with what's special. I think that's the secret. That's the trick, is that you don't collect them all. I've been saying it for years. Don't listen to Kenner. Don't collect them all. It's a horrible philosophy or mentality, and it's just going to lead to frustration and disappointment. But get the ones that are really special. I've really dialed back on my toy collecting over the past year or 2 years even. You haven't seen very much brand new releases reviewed on my channel. But I save up for the ones that are really special, like the one you just recently saw on my channel, the Big Rubber Guys Legion of Doom. That's one I've wanted ever since 1990, since they showed up in the WWF. So, if you really pick your battles, it'll make the ones that you get so much more special. So I don't know. That's all I would recommend is, in terms of bills, always pay your bills first, feed your family. That always comes first. But if you do have a little bit left over, just don't be buying stuff that's okay. That's the point. Don't just go to the store and just buy stuff that's something that's okay. Get something that's special. Just wait, save up, sell some stuff, trade some stuff, and just wait for those really, the unfinished business type of stuff. I wonder if I have an unfinished business logo. I don't. I never uploaded one here. But yeah, go for the unfinished business. Not, just the whatever things lying around there. They did a real Megatron that was a Mega Drive. Oh, that's a cool idea. Mega Drive Megatron with a Genesis repaint and Optimus. Okay, so they've already done it. That's still a good idea. Ah, bummer. Okay, well, I'll definitely stick with Combiner Wars then. Studio Series is amazing, though. All of them look fantastic. 86 Devastator. What? That's tiny. Quite a bit smaller. Yeah, 12 inches is really tiny. It's not even in scale with some of the other Studio Series figures, is it? That sounds too small even next to Studio Series Ultra Magnus. Experiencing autocorrect, no problem. All right, let's keep on keeping on here. HasLab Omega Prime shipping address. Okay, HasLab Omega Prime shipping soon. And just one thing I wanted to note about HasLab, not particularly this HasLab, but Hasbro Pulse Proton Pack. Wanted to quickly touch on this. It's not Transformers, but it is awesome. Except whatever. So the HasLab Proton Pack is back, and it's going to be released on Hasbro Pulse, so it doesn't have to be backed, as the 84 Proton Pack. So they released the wand, the 84 wand last year, I think, and that'll go with this thing, and I think that's awesome. I'm really happy that I was able to back this HasLab and have Hasbro develop it and the R&D and get the molds and be able to make more for everybody. I think that's awesome. I just wanted to take a moment to say that. And some of you might know why I'm saying that, but I just wanted to say that as someone who backed the HasLab and helped make this thing a reality, I'm very glad they're making more for other people who weren't able to get the HasLab. That's awesome. Make more, make enough for everybody. I love Ghostbusters, and that's fantastic. No gatekeeping here. I'm really glad. I don't know if I'll be able to get one. I've got a HasLab. I'm happy with it. Some of the upgrades to this are fantastic. The stay on, stay alive option, the USB battery is awesome. I wish those were in the one I have, the Afterlife pack. but I'm not disappointed or angry. I'm happy that everyone who gets to have one of these is getting an awesome proton pack. And I know they've pulled some of the things out that the Afterlife pack had. I think some of the sounds, maybe the Afterlife lights and sounds mode is gone. But yeah, that's fantastic. And congratulations to Ghostbusters fans who get to have that, especially if they miss the HasLab version. Okay, moving on. eHobby, another eHobby exclusive. What is this? I don't know what this stuff is. It's something. Put Prime on it and it'll sell a few units for sure. Machi Bots? Transformers plush. Okay. A little something for everybody. I don't know if I've ever seen Transformers plush, but that's not bad. Now, why is that Mirage? Why does Mirage have a Decepticon symbol? That looks like Mirage. That's not bad. Little battery compartment. Oh, a little tape. What is that? Tape purse? Tape bag? Oh no, I did see an Optimus plush that was a Transformer years ago. You can turn it inside out, and it turned from a robot, which kind of looked like this, to a truck. But these aren't bad. I wouldn't be picking any up, but that's another thing that's like a great gift for that Transformers fan in your life. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, I like those. Absolutely, Boba Wave. The more the better. And that especially counts for Ghostbusters. The more Ghostbusters, the better. This makes me hope we get a HasLab Optimus repainted in the coolest yellow colors. And there he is. Been waiting the whole stream to get to this guy. Studio Series Megatron, who transforms into a tank. And I said earlier in the stream, it is what it is. What it is what it is. Quoting the Macho Man. And that's where my mind goes to when I see the 1986 movie Megatron transforming not into a Walther handgun, but instead a tank. What it is what it is. It's not 1986 anymore. It's not even 1990 anymore. It's 2025. And you know, if that infuriates you, then you need to go out your front door more and experience more of the world in 2025, because you ain't seen nothing yet. That's just how it is. Hasbro cannot make this guy transform into a realistic handgun. I wish they could, but they can't. And so in a case like that, you have to compromise. And I think this is a great compromise. The robot mode, it seems to me like they've done their best to make him look as much like the movie and cartoon robot mode as possible. Robot mode looks great. He's got to transform into something. Well, there's some people who wouldn't be satisfied with anything. So if they just made him non-transformable, they wouldn't be satisfied with that. You know, he's a transformer, he should transform. So they made him transform into a tank. That's not going to be good enough. But, you know, if you think about it, even if he transformed into his original Walther pistol, there'd be a lot of people who wouldn't be happy with that, because there'd be some little nitpick thing to nitpick. So, you know, I'm one of the people who thinks maybe he should have been a tank all along. Maybe that would have made more sense all along. Because, like, Optimus and Megatron, when they fight in robot mode against each other, is a great looking matchup. But when they transform, it's a lame matchup. Like a giant big rig truck that Prime transforms into against a little human handgun it's not a good looking matchup. But a tank against a truck is, you know, those are two things that can smash into each other. So I don't know. I like the original gun mode. I grew up on it. It's Megatron as I know him, but I mean, with revisionist history, maybe in an alternate sliders dimension, it would have been better if he was a tank to begin with. Would have made more sense, especially a tank going with F-14 Tomcat jets. So it doesn't bother me as much as it's bothering a lot of other people that he doesn't transform into a handgun. What it is what it is. Let's see. Draw says I would keep him in robot mode. Robots. Yeah. I mean, that's an option. Just keep him in robot mode. It's honestly the best tank version of Megatron so far. More compact, reminds me of their Blitzwing. Plus they give you the accessory and he doesn't have the backpack problem. Yeah, it's looking fantastic. They even worked the cannon in. Like that's a scope of a handgun right there. And I think they did a great job of just, making sure that the robot mode looked fine. That was their priority, and I think they did a great job. This is actually pretty brilliant. This side cannon of his, which on the toy went on his side here, and in the cartoon and in the movie it was up on his back. I think it's pretty brilliant to incorporate, like have that plug into that fusion cannon. That's cool. Like there's some good stuff here. So I was going to say I would encourage people who are hating on this to try to see the good in it, but there's that's a very difficult task for people who want to be offended. Some people wake up and their only goal is to be offended, and they succeed every day. But yeah, this is it's not something I'm going to get, but great effort. They did the best they could with what they had to work with. Yeah, not bad. I'm fine with the tank version. It makes sense, but I wonder if they could tweak the Walther design to something more futuristic or sci-fi. And I also wondered if there was like a secret pistol mode. Because, can you imagine if the designer snuck that in there? Where it's got like an official tank mode, and that's what it's supposed to transform into. But if they were able to make it so that maybe not a realistic Walther, but just kind of in a way, it sort of looked like a handgun, and they included the pegs and the post holes so that it wasn't just like this kind of jerry-rigged, Jenga mishmash thing, but to actually make it connect into that pistol mode. But if you do that, I mean, you could get in tons of trouble for that too. The bottom line, when people have this argument about Megatron should be a gun, why can't Megatron be a gun anymore? Hasbro doesn't want any more kids being shot by cops. That's the bottom line. Like a cop sees a kid with a realistic gun. There have been many times in the past 40 years where a police officer has shot a kid because the kid had a realistic looking gun. And sometimes not even a realistic looking gun. I recall like a story about a kid having a laser tag gun and he got shot and killed. So that's something to keep in mind, for the heated Megatron should be a gun, not a tank debates. We don't want any more kids being shot. And if it saves one kid from being shot, by a cop who mistakenly thought it was a real gun, then fine, make Megatron a tank. I'm cool with it. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you very much. Thanks for dropping in and joining the stream. Appreciate you being here. I'm not going to be on here much longer either. Over an hour now. As a kid, when I first saw G1 Megs, I laughed at how simple he looked and found the gun mode weird. If only he was a sci-fi gun like Shockwave and Six Shot, they could just turn it upside down and call it a spaceship again. That's a good point. Galvatron doesn't have the same headaches that they have with Megatron because he's a cannon. And I mean, that's why they changed. That's something to think about, actually. That's why Megatron got changed to Galvatron. And instead of being a laser gun, they turned him into a cannon. I mean, he did have a third mode as a laser gun, but his on the cartoon, his main alt mode was the cannon, the space cannon. That was in 1986. Like, it's 2025. They were already feeling the heat in 1986 about Megatron being a pistol, and already made the running change. Like 2 years after releasing Megatron as a gun, 2 years later, they changed him to a cannon. So, like, that was only 2 years. And now, how many years has it been since 1986? Like, there's no way, there's no chance they're doing a Megatron as a pistol. It's just reality. That's how it is. And Robert says if... oh, I already read that one. The Funkster says, I remember a kid getting shot with the Duck Hunt gun for NES. They started painting them orange. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yep, the cops, they risk their lives every single day. It's a very serious profession. And that's just one thing we don't need to give them to deal with on a daily basis. Like, they don't have the time to discern whether someone is holding a real weapon or a toy. So I'm perfectly fine with, in this day and age. I mean, it was different when we were kids, but a lot has changed, and that's just, I think, one thing cops shouldn't have to deal with. There's just, I mean, crime has gone up big time everywhere. There's crime in my town. You know, my town never used to have any crime. It used to be like one crime a year, and now there's one crime a week. People are getting shot and stabbed. It's completely insane. And so many towns all over the world are saying the same thing. Like, what is with this nonstop crime? It's more dangerous to be a police officer these days than ever. And so let's just give them one less thing to worry about, and, not give them these toy guns to have to discern whether it's real or not. Megatron alt mode arguments have been going on since 2002 TRU reissues. The kids from then are exactly, yeah, 2002, and like I said, 1986 Galvatron. That's why Galvatron was a cannon. The 80s were better. It was a simpler time. That expression gets used a lot, but it was a simpler time. There wasn't as much cynicism and doubt and, violence for sure. Yeah, it was a simpler, happier time. Megatron watch. Wow. That looks a little fancier than the other watches we saw a little earlier. And when are we getting into here? Early June. Ah, nice one. Alpha Trion. Looks like a young Alpha Trion from... what episode was that? The Search for Alpha Trion, I think? Is that the one where they create the aerial bots, I think? Ah, nice. Alpha Trion's alt mode. I don't think I've ever seen an alt mode for Alpha Trion. That's a pretty cool looking transformer. Wow, removable symbol. That's cool. Another one of those well-known cartoon characters. I think he's had a few other versions before, but that's a really nice rendition of him. Especially a young version. Fireflight, this guy. Had all the aerial bots as a kid. Loved my Superion. My gangly, wobbly Superion. Oh, that's going to look fantastic when all these guys combine up. Skydive. Nice. Who's this guy? Flatline. New character. Never heard of Flatline before. We saw this Insecticon a little earlier. Venom, renamed Venom. Oh, sweet 2-pack. Sandstorm and Slugslinger. Sandstorm was a fantastic triple changer. All three modes looked great, I thought. And same thing with the modern version. Dune Buggy. Race up and down the Baja in that one. I wish they'd release those as singles though instead of pairs, because that gets really expensive. And speaking of Missing Link, When we click on that, it takes us to TF source. Missing Link, Bumblebee, and Cliffjumper 2-pack. That's about it. Skybound's, the Compendium, UK Compendium. Some great stories in there. A lot of them written by Simon Furman, who added so much to the Transformers lore. Simon and Bob. Got to see a Simon Furman and Bob Budiansky panel at last year's TFCon Toronto. They were fantastic. They are a great tandem. If you ever get to see either of them, check them out, but them together was amazing. They're like a comedy duo. Because Simon is just like a smiling, happy guy. Always happy. And Bob was there. Bob looked like it took him a while to get there. Bob is fantastic, and he had some amazing notes. It was great listening to Bob, but their interplay was fantastic. The dry sense of humor from Bob Budiansky, and the happy to be there Simon Furman. Loved seeing them together. My two favorite Transformers comic writers. Dream come true seeing the panel from them. Oh, what we got here? Jetfire, another one of my favorite characters. What is this? Exclusive Void Rivals Jetfire with Darok, and I don't know who these people are. Does this transform? What is this thing? I have no idea what this is. Comic book? Looks really nice, whatever it is. And TFCon Chicago. Coming up. Down in the Baja. Jesse Ventura made another appearance in the History of Mask 1986 edition. Is that not constitutional? Love slipping Jesse in anytime the Baja gets mentioned. Every time I see a new character, I say, oh, what's with these made up characters? And then realize they're all made up. That's true. War Dawn. Thank you. That's what it was called. Alpha Trion and his War Dawn model. Being mixed race, it's better now, but crime. And Gaz says, besides, did I miss a Gaz comment here? Besides, that's the accessory gun version of Megatron. One can just pretend that a Megatron transformed into that, so you can. Gaz, that's an amazing take on it. Actually, I don't know why I never thought of that. That's a really great take. I'm going to try to remember that. It's getting harder and harder to remember things, but I'm going to try to remember that going forward whenever there's a Megatron should be a gun argument, because they're being picky. He should be when they say he should be what he transformed into originally. Well, I mean, he mass shifted into a tiny gun. So there you go. Just use a tiny Megatron gun, and what's the problem? I mean, it just comes down to how picky do you want to get. And so if you want to get really picky, then just, put Megatron in the closet or in a drawer and don't have him out while you have the little gun out. And there you go. Everything is hunky-dory. These were better. Oh, hey, Vince. Good to see you. Skyfire is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Flatline is from the IDW Movieverse comics. Then they later transplanted him into their more G1-like universe, which is what that toy is based on. Did Mask have the best theme song? It's up there. I mean, Wheeled Warriors was great too, which I think is the same guy did the theme of Mask and Wheeled Warriors, and I think, is it Shuki Levy did the He-Man theme too, and a lot of the He-Man music. But yeah, never get tired of the Mask theme. Might be the same guy singing the Wheeled Warriors theme too. You're doing a Phil Collins TF crossover. It's Studio series. Studio series. And with that, that's not just a punchline, Bob. That's an uppercut line. That's a haymaker line. Love it. And with that concludes another live stream. Newstream. Oh, we can't go just yet. We got better pictures. Uh-oh. I'm getting low on battery here. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, before we sign off, we gotta look at these better pictures. It's funny. Looks fine. You can even store the sword on the side. That's really going above and beyond. Nice touch. It just looks right. Like I can't complain because it just looks right. Like that front of the tank, it looks like it would have looked like if he was if he transformed into a tank in 1984. Like his chest, you know, it's just like all the Autobots. The front of the car turned into their chest for a lot of them. That's smart. Like whoever designed this thought, well, Megatron's chest should be the front of the tank, like any other wheeled vehicle in 84. It looks good. Yeah, you know, to each his own. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's perfectly cool if you don't like it, but I really, really like it. I mean, I've seen some tank modes in Megatron, and they look okay. Yeah, there's a little gun there. See, he's transformed into that. Use your imagination. There's your Megatron. It's cool that they included the little gun. So it's like a little roundabout way of giving you the pistol alt mode. That's him. Now shifting. But the tank looks fantastic. The robot mode is fantastic. Looks just like the cartoon version. Maybe, I don't know, like if you really nitpick, if you use a monocle or if you use Perceptor, a microscope, you can find anything wrong with anything. But just at a glance, it's great. It doesn't have a backpack. Yeah, really, really nice tank mode. Nerdmas, Fearless Heartmark. Galaxy Rangers has a great theme song too. Yes, it does. And Saber Rider. Saber Rider was great too. I have a gun version of Megatron in Cobra Commander's hand that I got from Marauder Gun. Oh yeah, that's right. Marauder sells a little Walther. Was it P-38? How do I not remember what Megatron is? P-38. I was right. And thank you, Gaz. Thank you, everybody. You've all been awesome today. This has been super fun. Never understood how big Megatron transformed into a small gun. Mass shifting. Transformers have the ability to change their size. They can shrink or grow. They can have parts disappear and then reappear. It's called subspace, where like Prime's trailer, when it disappears, it like teleports into subspace and just waits to be summoned from subspace. So, you know, it's a cartoon, it's a show, it's meant for fun, it's meant to be an entertaining hobby, not something to be taken very, very seriously and very, very literally. Maybe that's a good way of looking at it. Like, don't look at it, you know, if you tell someone stop taking it so seriously, they're going to get upset. But if you tell them maybe you shouldn't take it so literally, that might give a little better perspective. Like, it's not to be taken literally. And it's almost like they gave you the Walther pistol accessory to be like, okay, here it is, please shut up now. It seems that way. It's a compromise. It's throwing them a bone. I think, to me, it says they tried their best. They did their best. And what really sucks is when you do your best and someone takes your best and says, not good enough. You know, I think if you do your best and someone tells you not good enough, then you should be done with that person. Because your best will never be good enough. So then what are you doing other than just being a punching bag for them forever? So I think they did a great job. They did their best, and their best was really good in this case. Best they could do with the circumstances they had to work with. Looks like old Megatron to me. Tank is way better. Hey, you know what? It's refreshing to hear you guys say that, because on some of the groups, message boards, there's a lot of complaining about it. And it's just nice to see some folks go, hey, this is cool. Because I looked at it and I went, what's the problem here? This looks nice. Again, you know, if you hate it, that's okay to hate it. But don't crap on someone's enjoyment of it while they're enjoying it. Like if someone's in the middle of enjoying it, don't crap on them enjoying it while they're enjoying it. Just go and hate it with some people that hate it. It's, you know, it's cool. It's fun. Megatron in tank mode would look good lined up with Brawl and Blitzwing. That would make a great trio. Thanks, Jake. Glad you enjoyed the stream. Xander, hello and goodbye. I'm just wrapping the stream up. Hopefully you can join us a little sooner into the next stream. I do like the detail they are putting into the Studio Series. It is a fantastic line. I don't have many of them. We've got a couple of awesome gifts that were Studio Series. Adam sent a couple of awesome ones earlier. I love the Hot Rod from Studio Series. But, you know, it's a line because I have so many Masterpiece and third-party Masterpiece toys. I can just enjoy these from a distance. I don't really have the space or budget to collect them all. Thanks, Vince. Appreciate it. And Gaz rocking all of the channel member emojis. Love my Hiss Tank Megatron. Ooh, that's another nice one. Yeah, the G.I. Joe crossover. Lots of options for everybody. Something for everybody. Thanks, Double M. Great hanging out with you guys. Great hanging out with you too, Bob. And all you guys head into Joe Fest. Have an awesome time. Hope you have a safe trip there and a safe trip back. And just have, I know you're going to have an awesome time. It's Joe Fest. It's not like you're not going to have an awesome time at Joe Fest. It's going to be fun. And I won't be there literally, but I will be there in spirit. Looking forward to, if not being at a Joe Fest one day, at least some other hangout or get together whenever is possible. Until then, the video chats are awesome. The commentaries, those are always fun. And that's it for me today. Whew. It was a great stream, guys. Thanks, Boba Wave. Enjoy the rest of your day. And everyone else, enjoy the rest of your day or your night, your week. Good night, good luck, God bless. And Nerdmas Day. See ya.